okay, I think, and we're live on Wednesday-ish. It's raining and the internet is shit. But you know what's not shit? Me and my friends, because we're here at Fossil and it never ends. Okay, go.
I swear to God, we can collect all of your intros and make a tune out of them, man.
I think we need to do that. Just some kind of like montage of Isha doing this. Just put it on our grams.
And we'll sell it, CD, debut album, there's a little verse from Kieran and Rich, you know what I mean? Glasses Chronicles. That's it. That's what it's gonna call. That's the name of our group. Welcome, people.
What's up, everybody?
Yep, issue 90. We're nearly at 100. You've been with us from 1 to nearly 100. We appreciate you. But issue 90 here, and the source.
0 as well.
Huh?
Had it issue 0.
Oh yeah.
0.
Yeah. So all the way from conception to welcome with us, the Source Wall, Phantom Specialist. We read comics too. The Outlaw Red Hood. Every Wednesday, 7:30-ish. We are here. What have we got planned for the people today?
Alrighty then. So today we have Janelle Monáe. I can't pronounce.
Janelle Monáe. Yes. Yes. Darling.
She wants to play Storm in Black Panther 2.
No.
Wow, that's surprising. I thought that would have been a solid yes.
Okay. Okay. Janelle Monáe.
Black. She's like black.
I know. She's a phenomenal actress.
She's not like Will Smith black.
I know. She's
trying to appease everyone. Like she's unapologetically black.
I know.
That, man.
She is phenomenal. She's a great actress. I've seen her in Moonlight and Hidden Figures. She's brilliant.
Harriet, though.
She's
that
yeah, I know. But I need to watch that Annabelle one with the Jordan Peele one that she's in. I don't know if it's out yet. Is it out yet? Janelle. Anyway. My thing is, no. I tell you what. she's not. Okay, if she's like new Storm, like from the younger version of Storm, that maybe, but she's not Storm. She's not. No, I just don't see it. I can see her acting. I can see the look. I can see why they'd want to pick her. But firstly, she's short and Storm's not short.
Mm-hmm. I was just about to Google how tall Storm is. I literally just picked up my phone.
Do it right now.
Oh, that's jokes. Hang on a sec.
Yeah. And I'm not heightist, okay? I'm not heightist, but it's just...
I think Hugh Jackman was too tall.
Exactly. And it was weird. It was weird. Him looking at Cyclops in his eye. I was like, hold on. The whole point was that...
Cyclops was
Exactly. So I'm just like... yeah. And just no. Like, I love Janelle. I love her. She's brilliant. She's a wonderful actress. And if someone had her acting ability, which I'm sure they have, like there are other actresses like Tika Sumpton. For me, she embodies what Storm looks like, and she has the acting ability to be Storm.
Who?
Type in Tika and then Sumpton, and you'll see her, and you'll be like, "This woman should be Storm."
Real quick, Storm is 5'11". She's quite tall.
I'm 5'11". People.
So what was her name? Tika Sumpter.
Sumpton, yes. She more or less embodies what Storm should look like. Obviously, we know Angela Bassett was supposed to be the original Storm. Yeah, and when they had her in Black Panther and she had the white hair, everybody, even me, I was like, this is a missed opportunity. But I don't know. It's just Janelle Monáe, she's too tiny. She's way too tiny. And that's really bad to say, but it's the truth. And I'm just like, no. Storm isn't all... She carries herself with such... I don't know, like such command and stuff. She has to be of a height stature. But
how old is this woman?
She's 40.
She's already shouted.
40
Yeah.
years old.
She don't
doesn't
look
look
40.
either.
I mean,
I mean, what black woman does?
Yeah.
I know, right? But
40-year-old black women don't look 40.
She's
But,
a TV
yeah.
actress as well. She's been in a few films. She was in the Sonic film. She's
Yes.
in the Nomads. That's in the Nomads. Not So Crazy. The Old Man and the Gun.
She was in Soul.
First Date. Ride Along 2.
Oh snap! She was in Ride Along.
Yeah.
I'd Ride Along. Oh, she was wifey.
Yeah.
She's Kevin Hart's okay.
There we go. Yeah. And I think like an actress like her, obviously she has the aesthetic to play Storm. But you know what I mean? If you just with actresses like her, if you give them like a role that you can really sink your teeth into, then you'll get the best out of them. And I'm not saying that Janelle Monáe can't perform to that high standard, but she just doesn't. She doesn't look like she would command that much of Storm. And as well, like we've had Storms that are tiny. Halle Berry was tiny. The other girl was tiny, and they all look like kind of children-ish. Like I don't like that young-looking. You know, we need adults. We need like
commanding
the
character.
we need like three lieutenants.
This thing that I was Googling is saying that Storm's age apparently is in her mid-20s.
Well, you could be tall in your mid-20s and come on.
Just saying that's young, like.
Yeah. But I'm not that. She just looks tiny. And nothing wrong with looking tiny, but Storm isn't tiny. You know, neither is Rogue, neither is Jean. They're all like tall women.
It depends on how they want to do it as well, as in whether they want to start off with the X-Men movie or series, however they're going to do. I don't know. Do you think she will be? I don't know. She might be a bit too older for Chadwick Boseman if they're going to do the whole T'Challa and Storm thing.
I don't necessarily think so, because if she's gonna be playing a younger role, I was watching. First of all, they always get male actors to where the love interest is like a couple decades younger anyway. Like, why not do it in reverse? It gets done.
Yeah. I
can't think of a specific movie right now, but there are so many movies I watch, and it's like, so up here I'm always like, ugh. Because it happens so much. There's always like the male actor who's like hella old, and then this girl who's barely out of her teens.
She's always like 18, 19.
Yeah, and it's like then they're in the situation in the movie. I don't know. Usually he's saving her, or he needs her help because she's smart or something, and then out of nowhere there's this love interest.
Yep.
You're looking at it, and you're kind of like judging, like.
Yeah. No.
My point is, if they can do it, it wouldn't be a big deal. And she looks like she could be Chadwick. Her and Chadwick Boseman could be size. So why not?
But the thing with that as well, because they made Chadwick Boseman's obviously not Chadwick Boseman, Black Panther's T'Challa, sorry. His obviously love interest. She's kind of still in the picture, even though they're not together. He's still in love with her. Yeah. You know what I mean? And they
real quick because sorry, although they said in the MCU that he and she were childhood friends, X-Men haven't been introduced yet, so he could have also had the childhood friend of Aurora Monroe at some point. True.
I just don't want them to do the thing of like, there's one black woman and another black woman comes in, and it's a thing of like, she's younger, and then it's like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go. You know what I mean? I was like, I would like there to be like a mutual respect if his childhood friend is still in the picture. If it's like years later and he's like, cool, me and her, like she's doing her shit, she's moved on, you know, T'Challa's single and he's doing what he's doing, he's just dedicated to his work and giving technology and whatever, and then Storm comes into the picture, then that's fine. But I don't want there to be like any relationship overlapping, because Wolverine has enough of that, and he has enough stories doing that, so just stick with Wolverine to do that. You know what I mean? But you know, depending on how they do it, if Janelle Monáe gets it, I'm obviously going to be rooting for her. But just call me, I'll play Storm. Just get an unknown. It's really good to get unknown people.
Keisha, what you need to be doing is keeping an eye out for these casting calls.
I'm trying.
If you have to, you buy your ticket. Don't even worry about the hotels. You buy your ticket fly your backside out there.
I will.
And be like, okay, thank you for giving me the part. Any chance I can get an advance home?
Yeah, that's it. It's okay. Like, trust me. Like, but yeah, I think it would be obviously better to just do unknowns. But again, it's like you're gonna have high-profile people going for these roles because it's like, oh, I want to pay. It's such a pinnacle role as well. But at the same time, it's like if you're a high-profile person, you have to be mindful because Storm is not one of those B-list, C-list, D-list characters. If you don't get her to the point, like Captain America. That, you know what I mean? My man knows how hard he had to work to get Captain America to that level. If you're not even partially at that level, it's going to flop and I will judge you.
Yeah, the other thing is, I have to say, in terms of like where they have to get it right for our audience, Storm is like probably the most popular black superhero there is. Everybody knows Storm. I was on one page where somebody put up like a gang of black superheroes. And quite a few people put in the comments, I had no idea these people existed. I only knew about Storm. So it needs to be done right. It needs to be done right. You can't just... And she's not been done justice before, I'd say. Halle Berry, because I liked the movies at the time and I was younger. Bear in mind, Rich, I'm younger than you. So
Richard's looking at you side-eye like, what?
No, well, I was in my teens when these movies were coming out. Rich was in his 20s, isn't it? So I remember watching them, and my friend Lauren would always be like remember when X-Men 3 came out, me and my friend Lauren went to see it. And she hated Storm. She hated Halle Berry's Storm. She's like, how did they have this young girl come and bruck up Halle Berry like that? And I was like, and it's like, look at her hair. Her hair looks so messed up. I'm like, no, her hair is supposed to be looking like the comics. And I remember Googling like images of Storm where she had that hairstyle.
Yeah.
Like, Kieran, I don't care. They disrespected her. And when I look back and watch it, I'm like, she's kind of right. They disrespected Storm in those movies.
Yeah. Oh my days! Don't even get me started on Jesus, what's his name?
Who? There's Beast.
Nah, he was in First Class. X-Men First Class.
Darwin.
Yeah, that's it.
Hey.
My man can adapt to
Don't
anything.
get me started.
And then they kill him off.
He blatantly says it in the movie. I can adapt to anything.
And how does he die?
How did he not adapt?
That's dumb.
They put a pebble in his mat, and then he was just like, he did the whole and then he
dead.
I actually thought that he would show up later in the movie. I didn't think he had died. I thought he would show up later. He
would come back and save the day.
Like, yeah,
you know.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you're alive. It's like, yeah, I adapted.
Exactly. There you go.
But then they went into that old school Hollywood bullcrap of killing the black dude first, and they left it. And
Yep.
Anyway.
Yeah. Don't worry, we'll do a podcast just on the X-Men failures. But
speaking of that old school,
no, we should do a podcast just on Darwin.
Speaking of that old school Hollywood, something. Jude Law is to play Captain Hook in Disney's live-action Peter Pan.
No. Today I want to know. Firstly, Jude Law's great, and I'm just upset that they didn't want to make another Peter Pan, because Robin Williams and Rufio, that's my Peter Pan.
How many Dante Basco's name is?
Jude Law.
By the way.
What's that?
He died?
Dante Basco, who played Rufio in Hook, plays Zuko in Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh, right. Okay. That's yeah. Do you know what? I'm on. I am catching up on it. I haven't watched a lot of it this week, but I'm still watching bits of it.
Okay.
But anyway,
the cartoon's still good, but getting.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead. Yes.
Jude Law. I don't know, really. I don't know. I guess I'm not really bothered about all these remakes, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think it would work, because all they're gonna do is put a wig on him, give him a curly moustache, and put a hook in his hand, and he'll. Like, I feel like
I don't see him
playing Captain Hook is not a masterpiece.
Nah, but that's
the thing. But if like anyone who's played Hook. I was gonna say anyone who's played Hook is like, when you see them in real life, you're like, huh. I'm always like, oh wow, that's what you look like.
Yeah.
I think it's so easy to put makeup on to make somebody look like Captain Hook. I don't think it's hard. So, you want to get Jude Law, fine. You can get anybody. Go get Bruce Willis. I just don't think it matters. I don't feel like
I can just see him crawling. It's like I just don't
feel like Captain Hook is that kind of role where it's like you really need to think about who you cast.
I think, but I guess they kind of blew it with Aladdin. But I guess you should try and get people who actually look like the characters, really, rather than just getting. I can't see him as Hook. Anyway. I can't see him.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. They're not going to have him looking like Jude Law. Most Jude Law movies, no matter what the role is, he looks like Jude Law. But with Captain, he's going to be having the cowboy. I was going to say cowboy. The pirate outfit on. He's going to be having long curly hair. They're going to dye his eyebrow. Like,
I mean, my thing is that they haven't explored, especially in Peter Pan, they haven't explored that Captain Hook isn't a bad guy. He's just a lost boy that didn't want to be a child anymore, and he was like, I want to be an adult. So it's kind of like I Hate Fairyland, where he's just like stuck in this place, and he's like, no,
Isha, no, that's wrong, because I read the book. I read the Peter Pan book by J.M. Barrie, and that was not in there.
Well, that's the story they should go with. They should go with the Tim Burton version. No, because I swear you told me this one time.
Sense. Mm-hmm. It makes sense because my brother actually I don't want to say that online, but my brother came up with a concept for
that Peter Pan's a paedophile, or he's a child killer, because he takes children and flies them to Neverworld, and then Neverland, and then he makes them do all these weird things, and then he's like, you can stay with me forever, and Hook's there like, no, don't do that. Can you imagine if they did a story where it was like Peter Pan is actually the villain and Hook is always trying to like...
That would be quite nuts. That would be...
Well,
exactly.
That's basically the concept my brother was working on. If anybody's ever watched Once Upon a Time?
Yes.
Once Upon a Time did...
the TV show, right?
It started off doing like fairy tales. But I think because Disney owns the show, it started becoming more Disney orientated. So it's like there's a season that's got Elsa, it's got all of them, like bare Disney heads are in that show. Little Mermaid is in there, and they did a whole season dedicated to Peter Pan and Hook. And in this, it was that Peter Pan would send his shadow out to kidnap children, but also, what they would do sometimes, they would mix characters. So Peter Pan was also the Pied Piper in the show as well.
See?
Jeez.
I swear, doesn't Peter Pan doesn't he like play an instrument?
Yeah, there you go.
See? Can you imagine a film? Can you imagine a film where it's actually Peter Pan's going out and like he's like taking all these children back, and Hook is the one, all the people on the ship is children that Hook have saved from Peter Pan, and they've grown up, and it's like, no, I'm not here to take you away, or I'm here to take you back, kind of thing. And then at the end you find like Peter's like, you know what I mean? It's like, that'd be sick. If they're gonna do that, I don't mind Jude Law going to play Hook. I don't care. Like, he's good at playing villains anyway. So it'd be dope if they
did it like that. But like I said, in on that show Once Upon a Time, Hook was the good guy. He had his I don't give a crap, I'm a pirate, this is what pirates do kind of moments. But regarding the situation with him and Peter Pan, that was a situation where Peter Pan was the bad guy. Peter Pan was evil. And it was actually quite well done. But my brother's concept is way better.
Okay, so will your brother, let's get right in, put the comic out so it can get taken up, and then boom, that's it.
When he's ready.
Okay, no rush.
Right.
Oh yeah, hi Sean. Okay, cool. Go ahead.
So next up is I can't pronounce her surname. Florence Foog. Faye.
Her. Florence P.
She's apparently going to be the new Black Widow. So basically, what happened was the director for the Black Widow movie
Sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I actually think her name is Florence Pugh.
Okay.
I'm not even joking. I'm not joking.
Here we
It's
go.
P-U-G-H, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I imagine it's the kind of thing where the G-H is silent,
Or
unless
the
it's
P is
pug.
silent.
Unless,
Maybe
well,
the
then
T
her
is
name,
silent.
her name is either Pooh, Pug, or Oog, or Ugg, or something. It's not
So
simple
her
because there's
name
no
is
H.
Florence, and we're just going to put a
Okay.
pin in
So,
the last name.
Florence.
Because, yeah.
So Florence Pugh.
There we go.
So basically, the director, Kate Shortland, spoke to Empire, hinting that while Black Widow is a last hurrah for Johansson, things are only just beginning for Florence. Incoming Yelena. So she said Kevin Feige realized that the audience would expect an origin story, so of course we went the opposite direction, and we didn't know how great Florence would be. We knew she would be great, but we didn't know how great. Scarlett is so gracious, like, I'm handing her the baton, so it's going to propel another female storyline. So
No.
Yeah, you know what? I feel like no, Isha, you first, ladies first.
Firstly, yeah, thank you, Kieran. Secondly, yeah, we haven't even had the rest of the baton from Scarlett Johansson. Yeah, the movie hasn't even dropped yet. Yeah, I don't know who this Foo is. Florence. Okay, I'm sure she's great, but I need to, have a kind of a closure thing. Yeah. From Scarlett Johansson. She hasn't even had a movie out. I don't know what Disney Plus is waiting for. Drop the Black Widow movie, okay?
I actually think they're waiting to put it in the cinema so she gets the kind of...
We haven't got time for coronavirus. Just because lockdown is over, the pandemic is very much still here. I ain't sitting next to anybody unless they've got PPE. There's a big... There's like 2, like, plastic
boxes.
sheets.
You should be getting cubicles.
There we go. There's no point. There's
plastic.
no point. Like, just put it on Disney Plus. Like, I understand. Once this all clears up, I will be happy to go back into the cinema just to get the cinematic experience and watch it there. But just look, Beyonce has put something out on Disney Plus. I'm like, how is Beyonce getting a film on bloody Disney Plus and then we can't even watch Black Widow? Yeah. Okay. I need some Scarlett Johansson time. No. I'm sure she's great. I'm sure we'll see her in 2021, but right now, no. Kieran, go ahead.
I just feel like it's going to get to a point with the MCU where I'm actually going to give up. I actually feel like that. I feel like...
It's not good.
How can I put it? I feel like, every generation is going to have their MCU. Mm-hmm. And I feel like my MCU is going to be watched like the Infinity Saga.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying the movies after that aren't going to be great, but I just feel like I can just see it getting to a point because there are a few little bits in the MCU near the end where I was like,
little seeping in,
little tidbits, and I can't bother to go into them now. Ain't trying to have people roasting me online, but yeah, I just feel like
nah.
I ain't down for this blue lady. No, sorry. Let me take that back. I haven't even seen the movie, so she's probably really, really dope.
Yeah.
But I would just bring back Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
Like if old ass Don Cheadle, who I think is dope, can still play War Machine. Don't be trying to switch out the older one for the younger model when Don Cheadle is there and he's like 50.
Yeah, but he's still
I ain't hearing it.
The other one's dead. She's dead, man. And if I know,
it's comic books.
If you bring it back, though, people are gonna be like, "Oh, you're gonna bring back
Jason Todd."
Yes.
Beaten to death with a crowbar. Hang on, beaten to death with a crowbar, and then left in the building that exploded, and somehow managed to just walk it off.
So,
like,
if you want her back, then I think you should give her a chance. Anyway, I think she should not. I don't know necessarily give her own movie. Maybe do another movie. But I feel like there's other stories you can tell in the meantime, and maybe do another movie with her in it. But I wouldn't mind her being in like the new Avengers or something like that. Scarlett, they should have done the Scarlett movie years ago. years ago.
Ages ago.
So,
Ages
and now
ago.
she's dead.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. When I think in Marvel, which wasn't even that.
God.
Wasn't even that.
Yeah, Marvel when it comes to women, I don't know what's going on, but it's like Disney are like, no, all of our mothers in our shows are dead. So it's like we want you to just carry on this legacy of like killing off all the women or making them rubbish or they're just not. I'm just like, no, like Marvel, you've always stood by making men and women equal. Yeah, like
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah, no, the Wasp.
Yeah,
she's banging. She's banging, but it feels like like when like Wasp feels like from the other studio. Like when like you get given specific things. So like you've got the biggest group doing, I don't know, the Avengers, and then they were like, all right, you lot are kind of quirky, do Wasp and the Ant kind of thing, and they were like, yeah, we're gonna do it properly.
Yeah, but everybody, it kind of feels not outside the MCU, but kind of like over there. And if we need something big. We might as well. We need whatever we can get.
Yeah, kind of thing. But it's just like Marvel, you need to do better with the ladies, man, because I don't know what you lot are thinking. If Barbie is the most like sought after dolly, like it means that women sell. So just do it right and welcome Florence, but just give us some time to heal, okay?
Hey, I'm sure you did a dope job in that Black Widow movie that you were in.
Yeah, that we haven't seen yet.
I haven't seen. That's the other thing.
So I was going to say, let's go back on it then once the movie is out and we've all seen it. Hopefully, Karen will see it in a reasonable time.
He's just cut eyes like, I'll see it when I'm ready.
Basically, I do things my way.
My
way, my own time.
My way. Okay, after we haven't got money, don't sue us. Cool. Right.
I will say though, I wish they hadn't released that information before the movie dropped. There was no need. I know that fans like news and want to know what's going on, but I feel like be selective. Like it's bad enough that Scarlett Johansson didn't get toys, didn't get a movie, and now she gets a movie. Then all of this pandemic shit starts. Oh, sorry, let me go back. Carol Danvers got a movie before her. This no name who. Again, movie wasn't even that good.
Trash.
Then she gets a movie. Her character gets killed off. She finally gets a movie. Pandemic happens, and during the pandemic, you haven't released a movie, and you're telling us, "Oh, by the way, we're gonna have this next girl be Black Widow." Let her have her moment.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
I ride with you, Scarlett Johansson, man.
Yeah. We ride. There we go.
All right.
There we go.
Will you be riding the Judge Dredd Mega City experience opening in London in 2021?
What? You might want to read that one again.
So this is coming from Games Radar or Newsarama.
Very
nice to be. In 2021, one section of real life London will be transformed into the dark neo-future London of 2080s Judge Dredd. Welcome in advance to Britsit. London's Crystal Maze live experience has announced plans for a new attraction titled Judge Dredd Uprising. The live experience, scheduled to launch in spring 2021, the attraction will include 5 zones, a laser tag combat area, and more. So here's the concept. Well, we haven't got the concept art. Basically, the Rebellion Chief Executive Officer, Jason Kingsley, OBE, said, the world of Judge Dredd is the greatest imaginative universe to come out of British comics, and we're proud to bring it to even wider audiences. Every reader has dreams of setting foot in a mega city, and with Judge Dredd Uprising live experience, they can do just that. In a sprawling megalopolis, Britsit, the post-nuclear London of the future, all manner of characters roam the streets. But Judge Dredd has discovered a terrible plot, and you and your merry gang of chancers are the city's only hope.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Would you say it's a doomed megalopolis?
Nice.
We got the jokes.
You know. You know.
Okay. Firstly, go on. No,
I think it could be interesting. I think the way it sounds, I've never been to the Secret Cinema, but it kind of sounds like something from pegged off that in a sense, where you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say it sounds like secret cinema. I went to Back to
Did
the
you?
Future one, which was
Did
years
you
ago.
two? I don't know if you showing my age. Did you two ever experience Trocadero at the bottom
Razor.
before there was?
Yeah.
Razor.
Huh?
Quite, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
Alien.
yeah. Alien. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
unless
think I did
it's
that
like
once.
unless it's like Alien, where they say if you have heart problems, don't do this.
Yeah.
I'm not in it. I'm sure it would be fun. But yeah, the secret cinema is more or less kind of what it would feel like, and they're gonna do like. I mean, if anybody who used to, remembers Alien, that was fucking best shit ever. At the bottom, I miss Trocadero so bad. Man. Like
the whole thing.
Yeah, me too.
Well, quick segue. I remember thinking, when I have a son, when I have a kid, I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna take them to Trocadero. By the time I had a son, they locked the shit down.
It was gone.
I couldn't believe it. I was so upset.
I know. That and the Haagen-Dazs restaurant just hurt my feelings. Anyway, before. Yeah, exactly. Good times. But yeah, I mean, if they have it like kind of like the Alien thing, where it's obviously it's gonna be like Judge Dredd laser tag, which is fine. But then it's just like, okay, cool. It's more or less like playing like, what do you call it? You might as well just do a massive Fortnite one, or like, you know what I mean, or Call of Duty one. You know what I mean? Like it's just those might be a little bit more better, but
I
should be alright. It's British, isn't it?
It's British, isn't it?
It's British, isn't it? You know what I mean? We're like, what British, comic book that's British that we can do in Britain? Judge Dredd. Right, cool. Let's do that one.
I'll give it a shot.
I didn't even know Judge Dredd was British. Is Judge Dredd British?
Yeah.
Oh wow, we did something cool.
I know, yeah, we did.
When I say we, I mean they.
Yeah.
I think it'll be sweet.
But yeah,
actually. I think it'll be cool.
Yeah. If you get to dress up like a judge, then that would be sick. Like, I'm going in there and be like, oh,
I would swear down, I would rock that, and I would just like, I'll get in full character with that. I'm telling you.
Yeah, and I want the laser things that make it look like slow motion. So like the last film they did when they took the drug and it was slow motion. You're like, like if they do that shit, then I'm milking it for all I've got. But yes, but yeah, we'll see. But cool. Good on you. There we go.
Right, next bit, last bit for news. We got some trailer talk.
Mm-hmm.
So quite a few trailers. Actually, quite a couple of them came out today. We have Transformers War for Cybertron. That's the final trailer. The Sandman trailer for Audible. The Umbrella Academy Season 2 and The Boys Season 2 as well.
Oh my god, it's so good.
So you watched the Transformers one?
I did. Me and Chocolate Cat did.
I thought that looked cool. One thing I'll say with my brother, me and my brother was saying, and I said to him, I'm sure we did an episode about this, is the continuity regarding the animated Transformers shows. And like, are they all connected? I can't remember if they're all connected or if they're separate or what.
All the animated Transformers shows, they're all different. Most of them. I think Beast Wars was partially part of it. Part of Generation 1. But all the other ones, the mad ones.
I know there are some where it was just like blatant reboots, but I'm wondering if. Well, anyway, bygones. This trailer looked dope, and one thing that sold me on it is two things. It was set on Cybertron.
Yep.
And not a human in sight.
Yeah.
You're sold on those two things.
This one is actually it's based before they actually landed on Earth. So this is
nice.
Before. And actually there was a game a few years back on the PlayStation 3 that was based on this series. So it's okay.
Here we go ahead. Yeah. On the PlayStation 3, sorry, you just glitched for 1.2 seconds. Go ahead. Go on for 2.2 seconds. We're going to give it a minute. But yes. But what?
No sound.
Sorry.
Oh, there we go. So you're saying there was a game on PlayStation 3?
3. Yeah, there's a game on PlayStation 3. And it was based on the War for Cybertron.
My day.
Have I gone again?
No, you're here.
It's a second. It's all right. Cool.
Okay.
Let's keep going. Yes. We
the
got
game,
this.
PlayStation
What's the
3. It's For Cybertron. That's what it's based on. Okay.
Okay, cool. Right. Let's keep going.
Go on.
I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to
Yes.
see it.
Yes.
I'm only disappointed that it's thing that it took place when they go back to Cybertron.
Okay.
I don't want any humans to pop up later.
Okay. Well, hopefully it's just like a one-off. Is it? It's a film, right?
Yeah, it's I think it's 4 parts.
No, I thought it was a series. I wasn't sure, to be honest. It wasn't clear.
Yeah, it's a series. It's a series.
Oh, it's 4 parts. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Oh, well, you know, well, maybe they just end it before they get to Earth, and then it's just like all cyber. Okay, what's the next one?
Sandman, a trailer for Audible. So this one is a audio book that will be narrated by Neil Gaiman, and it has James McAvoy being the voice of Morpheus, aka Dream of the Endless, and Dream's sister Death is played by Kat Dennings. Taron Egerton plays John Constantine, and Andy Serkis is.
Kat Dennings playing, sorry?
Kat Dennings is playing Death, Dream's sister.
Cool.
Taron Egerton is playing John Constantine. Andy Serkis is playing Matthew the Raven, and Michael Shorn plays Lucifer. So I haven't read this. I know your brother read it, Antoine, and he loves it.
Yeah, he keeps going on about it.
So I will be getting. I think I'll be getting this. Hopefully, I won't be getting an Audible for it because Audible takes liberties. But I will probably.
Is it me or is the Audible site the most complicated site you've ever had to?
It's not complicated.
Just don't get it.
It's what it is that you pay. It's say for instance it's like Netflix. You pay a fee for it, but every film or
you have to pay book to listen to the book.
Yeah, you have to pay for the book to listen to the book as well, and you're still paying the fee.
What's the point?
Exactly. That's why
That's
I was
long.
like, nah, I'm not doing this. So yeah. Next one is. You guys can hear me properly, right?
Yeah, I could hear you. You went out for like a split second just there.
Yeah.
Like literally.
Okay.
You have a tiny glitch. You're doing a Wreck-It Ralph right now. We have
I
a
have to
glitch.
say. I have to say. Can I just say this? It feels good to be the one who isn't.
Mate. Yeah.
That means it's gonna happen to all three of us. Damn.
Yeah.
I am not happy with my internet provider right now. Seriously, I cancelled it today as well. So.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Be a lesson to them.
Yeah,
there we go.
Last two, Umbrella Academy.
Which is having slight glitches. Just go ahead.
Umbrella Academy season 2 and The Boys season 2.
Okay.
Oh, what's funny with the Umbrella Academy one is that there was so much going in that trailer.
Yeah.
I didn't take it in. I was just excited that season 2 was coming. I couldn't tell you what was going on in that trailer. It was just so much going on.
Yeah, no. But then good.
No, that's it. It was just so much going on, but I was just like, oh, it's back. But there was nothing that made me go, oh no, what is that? What's going on? It was just so. It was just a lot. I was overstimulated. I was like a child.
No, it was really good, and with this trailer as well, because I was watching something. You know, like when they have those YouTube videos where it's like, oh, the comic versus the actual show, and they were doing like, oh, certain characters in the thing, and then like in this trailer now for season, brought everybody back to the coreness of the comic. So like, there's the fish guy in there. Well, the fish. He's not really a guy. He's a fish in a suit. He's actually in the comic, and then Fishbowl, and then obviously like the main characters are starting to look more like the comics, which is really good. And well, kind of, and then it just looks great. They've warped obviously into another time, but then they've lived lives in the other time, so it's like time loop is number 5. who's like the greatest character of all time because
sick,
he's hilarious.
Thinking about his character, because I noticed straight away that he's aged.
Yeah.
How long are they going to have him be that age? Is he going to grow up through the seasons? And that can only work for so long because it's not a cartoon. Do you get what? It's not a comic book.
Yeah, true.
Right with it?
Yeah.
That's my only gripe.
Yeah. Unless they're going to start CGing him.
Face replacement.
And then they'll just, face replacement. I mean, if it's a good face replacement, then it's Gemini. But we don't have got time for that. So, but I'm excited for that. And then the boys, oh my God, if this TV show doesn't hurry up and come out. Yeah. Oh Lord.
I didn't watch.
It's amazing.
Did you watch season 1 of The Boys?
He asks me this every time.
Do you know why? Because, do you know what? I was thinking when I was writing the script today as well. I was like, I need to ask Karen, has he seen The Boys or The Umbrella? Because I can't actually remember. Because everything that is actually good, you just don't want to watch it, or you want to miss out.
I watched both Umbrella Academy and. No, so I wasn't behind. I watched it, and when they both come back again, I will watch it with everyone else. The only reason I fell behind on a few things is because, say, Punisher, Jessica Jones, and those things, lost interest.
Yeah, it's true.
Things like Mandalorian, I didn't even have Disney Plus at the time, and you know me, I struggle streaming stuff and finding it. So
that's okay.
That's how I get behind. But Academy and The Boys. And what I was going to say, the reason I didn't watch the trailer for The Boys is because I feel like I will enjoy the show so much more if I just have no idea what's coming.
Yeah,
so that's why. Whereas
I hear you.
It's kind of weird. Like Umbrella Academy was watch the trailer. I don't know. I'm weird.
Yeah, I'm only watching one trailer. That's it. I've watched the trailer for Umbrella Academy, and that's it. I don't care if they bring out 4, 5, 6 different trailers. Trailer, and then I'm watching the thing. So because they packed it. They packed a lot in there, and I was like, okay.
This guy's telling me that I don't watch anything good, and he hasn't even watched Avatar: The Last Airbender yet.
I'm watching it right now. Okay.
It's a TV show because the TV show's great. Anyway, yes. What did you think of them, Rich? Did you like them? Did you like the trailer for The Boys?
Yeah, I loved it. The Boys, Umbrella Academy. I can't wait for them. I think The Boys, it's like you said in the message earlier, it's too far. It's September 4th. It's too far away. So, but I can't wait for it, man. They both look sick. They both look really good.
Wait.
Umbrella Academy makes me want to watch the season 1 again, actually.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
But I think this
I really haven't watched that.
It's going to be a hard month, man. Oh, Thingy's out this month as well, in a couple of days. The Old Guard. That is out on Friday, I think. So
Friday?
Yeah. So that's out on Friday. Transformers is out. Sandman is out on the 15th of July. Transformers War of Cybertron is out on the 30th. Umbrella Academy the 31st, and The Boys on the 4th of September.
And the Phantomism. Oh, 4th of September. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
What?
Batman and the Phantomism is out.
Mask of the Phantasm.
There we go.
Oh, I can watch.
What is that?
Wait,
it's on. I think that's coming on Netflix.
Oh, really? Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, it's coming out on Netflix. Sweet. So we got a lot of stuff to watch, which is good.
Yeah.
You know, us as geeks, we've got a lot.
Possibly be the greatest Batman movie ever.
Yeah.
Animated. Anyway, I digress.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Here we go.
Next one. Let's get on to the comic news now. Marvel acquires Alien and Predator comic franchise. So this is obviously off the back of the Fox deal, the 20th Century Fox deal, because both those movies were 20th Century Fox. The comics for Aliens and Predator were previously on Dark Horse. So now, obviously,
Of
Okay.
course. Yeah,
Yep.
that was
We're just gonna fill in the gaps. It's fine. You say the sentence and then just the word goes. We've got
Oh
you.
my
It's
God.
okay. Breathe, breathe. Go ahead. Go ahead.
The funny thing about all this is it's cutting out live, but I'm recording it on OBS.
Kinda.
And when I upload it, you're gonna hear everything that I'm saying. But right now, it's all cutting out all the time. So
That's fine. There we go. It's fine. Go ahead.
But yeah, Marvel acquiring the comics for Alien and Predator, so that means Alien and Predator is now in the Marvel universe. There's actually a good picture of the Predator holding Tony Stark's Iron Man head, which looks pretty dope.
Please do not do a crossover. I do not want to see mutants.
No, do you know what? You know what?
No.
Now that you said that,
No.
now that you said that, I want to see it. I want to read that comic book.
Comic.
We've seen Scrolls come down. We've seen the Chitauri. We've seen who else over there? All of them people.
Yeah.
I would love it if aliens came down, and then they think, okay, Predator. Come on, Wolverine going against Predator.
Wolverine and Predator, I can fuck with. Yeah. Everybody else just needs to stay out of it. Or like Wolverine and like I don't know, Sabretooth have to fight.
If it was a storyline, I don't know if you guys saw the Predator movie where they got people from Earth, and they put them on this planet, and they had to like
the one with Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah, that one.
Right. Yeah, no, that one was sick, man. That one was really good.
That concept.
Yeah.
The Marvel superheroes.
Yeah.
Would be sick.
Yeah.
Everybody sleeps on the Predator one with Sinead Lathan. Yeah, where the Predator makes her an honorary Predator.
Nah, man. Hey, that's Aliens versus Predator.
What?
And the one with Lawrence Fishburne was better than that, I have to say.
Really?
Yeah, man. That one was sick. The one where they drop them all off and you got that samurai guy as well, right?
Watch that again because
that was an alright movie. I liked it.
But they can't beat the originals. But anyway, go ahead.
No, it can't be the original because Predator 2 was not good either.
How was Predator 2 not good?
It wasn't that good. It wasn't that good.
Vasquez and get away from her, you bitch. Are you telling me when she got into the big drone thing and fighting the mother alien that wasn't hardcore?
That's Alien.
They're aliens. Yeah.
Yeah.
Aliens, and then the third one where
you were talking about Predator 2.
Yeah,
Predator 2, I'm saying, was whack.
Oh yeah, no, Predator 2 was crap. Oh my god, so Jesus Christ.
Yes,
you scared me.
I was thinking, wait a minute.
Okay, we're talking about Predator. I'm sorry.
I was just about to say to you, that's how I know Predator 2 is crap, because they did that in Aliens.
Sorry, my bad. Yes, Predator, the rest of them. Oh yeah. Was it Danny Glover?
Yeah, Danny Glover.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Riggs, cool. Myrtle? No, it was Myrtle, yeah. Riggs was obviously on holiday.
Yeah.
Riggs was on holiday. Myrtle was like doing his thing. Alien shows up like, damn, I'm getting too old for this shit.
Yeah.
Handles it himself. Riggs comes back and they do.
That's it. That's why he was super stressed. But anyway, okay, cool. They're in Marvel Comics. Okay. We'll see how it goes.
See you.
Yes. Okay, what's next?
Okay. I'm not even sure if you guys can hear me properly. Right.
We can hear you. We can hear you. That's fine.
So the next one is a Mandalorian is also coming to comic books as well. Which...
I'm happy.
That was inevitable. I feel like that was inevitable before the TV show came about, to be honest.
Yeah. I thought I was one of those people that was already in a comic and then they just made it into a TV show just because they were like the comic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
It doesn't really... The headline may as well be like, duh.
Yeah. We're going to put it in paperback form just so you know.
Yeah.
No. We're happy for that. I mean, Mandalorian is just so sick.
Yeah.
Just Yoda, baby. Do the hand thing.
I don't know what she's talking about. Hey, I said until Richard has... Oh, you don't know, do you? Right, Isha. So Avatar the last time I will not watch the
Mandalorian. Rich,
I'm protesting.
I, as your friend and co-worker, watch the rest of the last Featherender.
I've got like 15 episodes to go now, so.
But as I'll say to you, I'll say again, Rich, hurry up, because I really want to watch the Mandalorian.
Oh my days!
Right, yeah, soon come.
Yes.
Soon come. All right, next on the list.
But yeah, that's good. Putting Mandalorian in, that's great. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm waiting for? You know what I'm waiting for?
What?
For Marvel superheroes to cross. For that event.
What's going to happen?
It's gonna happen. For Marvel superheroes to team up with Star Wars characters.
In comic form, maybe, but not in the movies.
It's saying it's gonna be good. I'm not even saying that it's necessary.
Yeah, not in the movie. Maybe in the.
No, not in the movie. I meant comic book.
Yeah. Okay, cool. That's fine.
Yeah, not the movie. That would not work at all. That'd be horrible.
Well, they teamed up with the X-Men before, with Star Trek before. X-Men and Star Trek. Yeah, this was back in the days when, I was reading comics fresh, man. Yeah.
Oh, this is like back in the day. That was Star Trek, right?
Star Trek and X-Men, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm talking about Star Wars because they own that shit now.
True.
Yeah. Crossover.
I think that would be horrible as well. I really do. I can't see it working. I can't fathom a reason.
That would happen.
Yeah, I just no.
Okay,
we're gonna put a pin in that. What we got next?
Okay, next we've got reviews. So we've got Warrior
reviews. Nun. Yes. So I was watching Warrior Nun, and just
sounds like Buffy.
Yeah. I mean, so okay. Basically, a lot of TV shows, like we know the premise of stories. So I'm trying to be patient with it, because when there's the sections. There's the girl gets the power, the girl rejects the power, the girl's has been given to have the power and do good or live her life, and then she gets tested. So I'm just watching it like.
I'm sorry, was this Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
There's it's more or less called Ava. She is a paraplegic, and she's grown up in a nunnery, and these nuns have been treating her bad and whatever. And then she dies, and the opening scene is her waking up dead, and then nuns with kick-ass weapons start fighting some people. Well, they bring in another nun who's dying, and then a nun rips an angel's halo. Okay. One person is chosen to have ultimate power, and it's in the form of a halo, and the halo is placed in your back. So this nun takes it out of her back because she's dying and she's got shrapnel in her, and then as the girl gets resurrected, she can walk, she goes off. And then from there she's living her life. She finds these crooks who have been like taking over houses, and then
she's living her best life.
She's living her best life. But yeah.
Sorry, each
search them.
Sorry, yeah, it keeps cutting out.
Go ahead.
Really hear you that great. What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna
you
put
can't
it
hear
on
me?
pause for a sec, and then reconnect, and then we can start again if that's all right. Yeah. So
okay.
We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
Cool beat.
We were here the whole time. Nothing happened.
Nothing happened. Me and Choco Cat were just telling you about Warrior Nun. So basically, it's like Buffy, but less interesting. Here's why. Because it's just basically more character. It's basically the church who are obviously fighting demons and all that stuff, and they've got a collective of women who are nuns who fight evil. And then there's the chosen one who gets the halo of an angel inserted into their back, and then gets superhuman strength, like, you know, being able to walk through walls and not feeling pain and blasting halo juice out of their back, whatever. And then there's a tech company who are trying to use old school relics from the Catholic Church that they find to create portals. And you know where that's going, because, you know, mad scientist creates a portal, doesn't know what to do with the portal, and guess what? Things are going to start coming out the portal. I'm only on episode 3, but I can kind of see what's going on. But I'm watching it just to see if they do something else. The very annoying thing about this show is that there's another character that's 10 times interesting than the whole show. But we can't focus on her too much because we've got to worry about the dead girl who is now resurrected, who was a paraplegic, who is now just going off and living her best life. Yeah, trying to kiss up and fuck certain people because now she can walk, eat, and, you know, do cool invisibility, whatever stuff. So yeah, we've got to, you know, go through that whole process.
I feel
And
like watching that just to take the piss out of it, you know.
yeah, I feel like you should. I feel like everybody should just, you know. I'm only watching Warrior Nun because Old Guard isn't out yet. Okay, literally. Okay. But no, I mean, if you want to watch something lightly entertaining, watch it. It's, you know, it's fun. It's got loads of women in it, a couple Catholic men, and, you know, all the women are in like prestigious places. Like there's a female scientist, and, you know, she's a mad scientist, and then there's
women
like,
can't be scientists.
I know, it's maddening.
What kind of craziness is that?
And then you've got these nuns. Exactly. And then you've got nuns, you've got shotguns and doing kung fu and all that stuff. So it's, you know, put your kids, let the kids watch it.
In there.
Yeah, there's some things in there. There's lovely scenery. I think they're in Spain. The scenery's phenomenal. Yeah. The scenery in there, and me, I'm not one for architecture.
When you've got
I'm
nothing
like,
to say about a show, the scenery is lovely.
The scenery is lovely, seriously. But yeah, I mean, I'm only on episode 3 because I didn't want to watch it, and but it's entertaining-ish, kind of. But yeah, it's Warrior Nun. Woo! There's a black girl in there, and she hasn't died yet. Woo! I'm for it. I'm for it.
Give it time.
Yeah. Yes, yeah, and the interesting character is the black girl because she isn't effing around with everybody else. She's off doing her own missions, killing people. There's a 16. I will spoil it. I don't care. Like she's interrogating some guy that she put on a cliff. Yeah, and she was like, you know, her friend who was the nun, like in the beginning of like the first episode, who got killed. She was like, oh, I need to find out who killed her. Da da da. And then he like obviously tells her that she was the mark, and she's like, oh, okay, cool. And she throws him. No, he was like, oh, you're not going to kill me. You're a nun, innit? And then she was like, cool. She throws him his gun and turns. And obviously he's an idiot and he scrambles to get it. And she turns around with her shotgun and she shoots him off the fucking cliff. And I was like, see, this is what I want to watch. Yeah, this stuff. And then she walks off. I was like, badass. But you know what? She reminded me of Watchman Woman. What was her name?
Regina.
Oh,
yes, what was her character called?
Yeah, I can't remember either.
I can't remember. Nun, wasn't it?
She was a nun, though. Was she a nun?
The character called the Nun.
No,
it wasn't.
Why
she
did
wasn't
he
a
think
nun,
of Misty Night? It's not that. What was it?
Yeah,
Richie's gonna find it. He's like, I cannot sleep with no. Google. I can't remember what her name was. It was some kick-ass name, but basically she looks like her, but young. So
Angela Abar, Sister Night. Yeah.
Sister Night. So she was a nun. There we go. So yeah, I think that's where they got the inspiration for this black girl. And the black girl's character's is called Mary. So yeah, I think so. Yeah, but it's cool.
Right, so I will be missing that one then.
I will be back next week to review The Old Guard. Carry on. Let's go. Who's the next? Who's next?
Justice League. Young Justice, sorry.
Young chicken Justice. So I'm literally gonna go right into the meat of this comic book to where it gets good, because it kind of So I know you guys aren't really DC Comics heavy, but back in the day, Young Justice was like one of my favorite comic books to read. But then when the New 52 happened, like they were scattered. Some characters weren't even there anymore.
Oh man.
And then when Rebirth happened, in certain comic books, characters started to get like flashes of like past lives and stuff, and how things used to be. Tim Drake in I suppose he was in Detective Comics and flashes. I think he went to see Zatanna or whoever it was, and they told him, "Oh, this is like something that used to be." I can't remember how they explained it. So, and somebody who was missing from all that was two people that were missing from that was Bart Allen, Impulse. Is his name Bart Allen? Yeah, Barry Allen the second, and Superboy. So it gets to a point where Bart they start talking, and Bart is basically explaining what he thinks has happened, and he said he thought it was the Speed Force. So he went around to all the Flashes. Now I haven't seen him go in a comic where he goes to speak to the Flashes yet. I haven't even seen him interact with Barry Allen yet or Wally West. But he says he went to go see all the Flashes to find out if it was Speed Force related, and it wasn't. So then he did more research. I'm going to read you this bit because it was dope. Because listen to it, because it was very clever how they wrote this as well. So it says, so things happen to the whole multiverse. Most of us seen some of it with our own eyes. I'm talking about stuff we have actively tried to stop from happening, stuff we defend the universe from, chaos. But things have happened that have completely changed the world, the universe, the everything. It feels like there were times where it was crazy, or maybe it's also above our heads. We can't even say. But according to everything I've discovered, I should have just started from here. According to everything I've discovered, there have been time shifts, reality bends, reboots. They actually in the comic reboots.
Said that.
Lol.
And they actually said, "Yeah, you heard me." All the crazy creatures and power sources and cosmic nonsense in and out of the world. It's amazing it hasn't happened every other weekend, but there have been changes. Things have happened to us and around us and under us, and the normals don't even realize it's happening.
Yep.
Normals wake up and have no idea. But for people like us actually face it, people like us sometimes fly around or run through it. A crisis is a moment of true change in the universe. And then that's when he starts talking about Connor Kent. He says, and Connor, this is coming. And he was basically saying regarding Connor Kent, because he was zapped out of the universe for whatever reason. We know the reason, but that's a different story. Basically, someone from Star Labs basically just threw him into an alternate reality, into Gemworld. And while he was in Gemworld, the DC universe just changed without him. And because it changed without him, it forgot about him. And then it was just, it kind of just blew my mind. It was such a like, I love that they acknowledged that, because when I first started getting into comic books, in the beginning, I was like more Marvel Comics. But then I started getting into DC because I just realized I always loved that there was kind of like more child and teen heroes, and they had the legacy characters and all of that. And I remember I would be on Wikipedia or any kind of website, because DC Comics is confusing. There's so many reboots. They are so many reboots. So
You've seen the Batman films,
yeah. So I used to sit and read. My brother used to do this as well. Just sit and read stuff from Wikipedia for hours about these characters. That's how I learned about because I haven't read the knowledge that I haven't read it all. I just know it. And but what I like about this issue is that they acknowledge it. They acknowledge it that there's been so many changes, and now it's like since Rebirth, they've been trying to kind of put things back to the way it was. And so that's basically it. They're now together, and Connor Kent at first is like, so the universe went on without me. And he's like, I was ripped from the universe, and everyone forgot about me. I'm the clone of Superman and Lex Luthor. Maybe I should just be like, and then he kind of plays it off, and then he goes to the woman who threw him into the alternate reality. Scientist is like, maybe I should just kill you now. But then it's like, but then I've got these friends who, through all of that, never forgot me and came looking for me. So that kind of just dealt him. It was a really touching issue. And then they all decide, like, everyone's there. I'm gonna do a real roll call. Because I love it. They got everybody. They've got the original Young Justice, and they've got new ones. So they've got. Oh, it actually starts off at the beginning on page 1. It says roll call. Teen Lantern, Impulse, Aqualad from Young Justice the cartoon, Ginny Hex, who's Jonah Hex's great-granddaughter, Superboy, Dark H for Hero, Wonder Girl, Amethyst, Arrowette, who was dope back in the day in Young Justice, Spoiler, Tim Drake, Naomi, Sideways, and the Wonder Twins. And by the end of it, when people come together, Superboy calms down. The woman gets arrested. The Star Labs woman gets arrested. And by the way, spoilers. and what was I gonna say? She gets arrested, and then they were just talking like, okay, well, what are we gonna do now? And then they basically decide to call themselves. How about we just be Young Justice again? And they're like,
no, go on, carry on.
We're gone. Then they're like, well, all of us, there's too many of us. It's like, no, there aren't too many of us. Like, if we need somebody, let's just call whoever's available. We'll just make whoever to show up. Of us needs help, and then one of them's like, or even if you just need a hug.
Free hugs. Cute.
And then they got this. They started. Looks like they're blossoming a relationship between Naomi and Impulse, Bart Allen. They all join, and then they said, and then it's like, we'll be Young Justice, and then one of them says, or the Young Justice League, because they were never actually Young Justice League until this issue. So that was dope. Nice. So then they all separate. Ugh, there's an advert for Gotham High here. Nope. No, BC.
No. Hell
and this is my favorite part, because two of the characters in Young Justice that I really want to know about where they were and what's going on was Impulse, Bart Allen, and Superboy Connor Kent. So then when they're about to run, they've all gone, Impulse is about to run home, and Superboy is like, yeah, that story you told me had some holes in it. What happened to you? And then it ends. Because he was ripped from the universe as well. Like, where was he? Do you know what I mean? Wally West was ripped from the universe. We know what happened to Wally West in the end, because if you read The Button, Rich, which you did.
Yeah,
not The Button. Is it Button? Yeah. And it was one of those comics. And the next one is going to be like the emancipation of Bartholomew Allen, and it's like, I'm really looking forward to issue 16, because it's like back to back we got what happened to Superboy, and now we're going to get what happened to Impulse, and this was just a really, really good read. So good.
Doing a great job then. Brian Michael Bendis is doing a great job.
He is. I have to give him props. And it doesn't feel like he's doing his traditional I'm just gonna write what the hell I want, and it won't make sense. He's just focusing on these guys' story, and it's working. He's doing a really, really good job. I mean, he did a dope job with Naomi. I actually now want to read Dark H for Hero, because when they were first featured in a couple issues ago, I think I told you guys I might have done a review on it. I didn't realize that when he dial, he gets superpowers from everywhere. So like in one of the Young Justice comics, you see one of them and they're blatantly Spider-Man. They're blatantly Spider-Man. Like, that is sick. So I kind of want to read the comic. I might get the graphic novel, because that's the best way to do it at this point in time.
Let's call him
just
the
to see what kind of power they play around with. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, that's cool.
Because one of them, actually, so I was looking at one page. Where was it? And I swear that, oh no, he looks more like Superman and Harley Quinn. Never mind. I just thought I saw an issue where they looked like somebody familiar from like a different comic book, but it was Superman and Harley Quinn. But yeah, I really want to read Dark H for Hero now, just to see what they do with like those two characters and what powers they play around with. You might get a Cyclops or a Hulk in there or something. Young Justice issue 15, Superboy's Truth Revealed, was a really, really good read. Artwork was sick as usual.
Nice. How many geeks?
Go get it.
Boom.
Out of 5, I'm gonna give that a full 5. It had no flaws. It didn't leave me. The artwork is good. The writing was good. And it was a plausible reason as to what happened to Superboy and the universe around. And I love that they acknowledge that they reboot too much.
They kind of broke the fourth.
I love that they acknowledge that. So
that's the.
Yeah, they did, but not in a cheesy way. Yeah. Not in a cheesy way. It was
that's the first time Q was given a 5.
Wow. How many would you give Warrior London? 2.
2. Yeah. 2. I'm still on episode 3/4.
Yeah.
It might get better. You never
You should
know.
give it a 3 month for each
Yeah.
episode you've watched.
Yeah. I mean, it can't be any worse than October Fraction, which was so bad. Oh my god! But yeah, I mean, the production on this is good. I'll give it a 2.5. So yeah.
So my
No
review,
rush.
I'll do
Go
a
ahead.
quick review, is of.
You can't do a quick review on this.
Because it's one of those things that you got to watch it again. My missus would be very happy to hear me say that. But yeah, this quick review is on Hamilton.
Hey.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, see it.
Exactly.
That's all I have to say.
If you haven't seen it, see it. Because
theatre production on Disney Plus.
It would have been much better, obviously, live. But obviously, it's on Disney Plus, and with all this going on, and it being an American thing, and you probably not being able to get a ticket anyway. It was actually really amazing. The music, the production, the stage performance, the performances of the characters. I didn't even realize like one of the characters actually changed to a different character, because it was actually pretty dope sequence of change. It is pretty much amazing. It is pretty much as good as people always said it was. It gives you a good history lesson. A lot of it is actually true, from what we hear, and it actually shines a light on Hamilton, obviously by the name of it. But from what I heard, Hamilton was one of the forefathers who you don't really hear about much, and you don't really know much about him. And fun fact, he was half black as well, I think.
Yep. Yeah. You can't be born in Jamaica and not be during that time. And
who's Hamilton?
Okay, so go, Rich. Explain.
So it's based on basically the Tea Party when Britain had their soldiers in America, and America was trying to separate from the British rule. So basically,
well, we were slaves.
Yeah, the colonizers.
Yes, colonizers.
Yeah.
So basically, they was trying to obviously have the war with the British. You got this guy playing a British prince who does a solo that is actually pretty. It's pretty funny.
Yeah,
right?
he's funny.
So funny.
You want to strangle him, but he's really good.
Yeah. And he does that. Is it Viola Davis? What was that film she was acting in? And then she was crying and like bogey was coming out of her nose, and
he was just doing the quintessential thing. Like I think most musical theatre people do that. It's like because you're obviously talking and singing and moving around, you just end up creating more saliva. So he's just when he's talking, there's spitting. They say it's good to spit as an actor when you're doing lines, because that means you're actually projecting your words, enunciating.
Friends one.
But no, that was dope. And it's just about him, kind of his life growing up and the way he was, and then you got I forgot his first name, but Bar. They kind of went to the same college or uni or something.
University, yeah.
And
King's College University, actually.
Oh, was it? Yeah, yep. King's College. That's it. And
I was bored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was saying, basically, when he first met him, he was like, "Oh, you talk too much. You're too loud, and you shouldn't like be so advert." But by the end of it, is kind of like that's the reason why he's where he is. Like this guy would write, I think, what was it, like there was 58 essays or something like that. I've probably got my numbers wrong, but there was. What was that?
Look at the wife chiming in like it was 85.
So, there was 85 essays, and Hamilton wrote 51 of them. There was another guy who wrote 2 and felt sick, and another guy who wrote 5. So this guy was kind of like he was on it. That's all he did. And even there was this funny thing about his wife, or he met his wife and he met his wife's sister, and there was a funny thing going on between that.
That's how you know he's a Jamaican man, because Una can't have just one woman. Now he had to have 3. Okay, yeah, 3.
Yeah.
But anyway, go ahead.
So yeah, it was pretty dope, man. It is really good.
It was.
Really good. So
It was.
Definitely recommend it.
And anybody who's watched Altered Carbon, the woman who plays Falconer, she plays.
It.
Yeah, she plays.
Yes,
The
the woman who played his wife's sister, right? She was in Altered Carbon. Yeah. She knew already. She just didn't tell me. I was like, I've seen it before.
Yeah, and the guy who played one of his generals and who played the son.
Yeah.
He was in the new remake of She's Gotta Have It.
I haven't seen that.
And he was in something else.
He's been in something I've seen. I've seen his face before.
But he was.
Lafayette.
Yeah. He was really good. But yes.
Yeah, it is dope, man. It is really good. I was trying to watch. I was watching it. Danielle, like, she wanted me to, like, be in the moment, and but I like to watch.
To start clicking along the screen.
But when I'm enjoying something, I'm concentrating and I'm just like zoned in.
Yes. Yeah.
But the music's catchy as well. I was singing along to some of it earlier today.
Yeah.
Definitely 5 out of 5.
One of us.
How
It's 2 hours and 50 or something like that. 2 hours 30. But it's got there's an intermission though. There's an intermission in between. So But like you'll watch it. You get to the intermission, and you just want to keep watching it anyway. It is actually that good. Really that good.
Yeah.
I'll give this Hamilton a look-see.
Give it a look-see.
You definitely have to. I think it's one of those things in time where you always go back. Like, remember back in the 2000s, everybody was going on about Hamilton, and so I think it's one of those. It would definitely stick around, man.
Yeah. And Kieran, you appreciate good bars and good lyrics and good rap. Like this.
You would end up listening to it and you'll be like, where's this from? They got a rendition of Biggie's 10 Crack Commandments. They've got some proper old school tunes on there, but they're just remixing it to the story, man. It is dope.
Okay.
It's good. Yeah.
I'll give Hamilton a watch.
Yay! 5 out of 5
for
Rich.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. That 5s in the show.
Yeah.
I know. Woo! Go ahead.
Cool. So, I've been watching a bit of Avatar.
You have.
Yeah.
I've still got quite a few episodes to go. I've also been rewatching Star Trek: The Next Generation as well. So I'm kind of watching.
Oh, and you just have to. Oh my god.
That's my Star Trek right now.
So and
the
both
best
of them
one.
are like 20. Well, Star Trek's 26 episodes a season, and Avatar's like 20.
Avatar is 20.
Yeah.
So I'm halfway. I've just started season 3 of Star Trek, and I'm probably about halfway through Avatar.
Okay, nice.
Have you seen Storm yet?
Storm.
The flashback episode of Aang.
No.
Yeah. All right. That's when things get real.
Okay.
That's okay.
Hold on, Rich. Hold on.
You're doing well, Rich. You're doing well.
Good shit's coming.
It's not the film, okay? It's not
I actually
the film.
did watch a bit of that
Good
film
shit's
as well
coming.
the other day when I was teasing.
Oh my god.
You know what? Guys, when you're done, when you've
film,
watched
the blue,
whole
the
of
one with
season
the blue characters in. Yeah.
No, we won't say the name.
I was gonna say, when you've watched the full season of Avatar: The Last Airbender, the full animated season, of just season one.
Yeah.
Go and watch
The film.
Go and watch the live action and see how horrible
Don't do it.
that movie is.
Yeah, I kind of don't.
They tried to squeeze that whole season in that movie, and it's
terrifying. Oh god.
Okay. Alright.
Okay, let's move on.
So
There's too much Avatar going on.
Final section. We have the pull list.
Pull list.
So I'm just getting my bearings.
Should we help you out? Do one each.
Yeah.
I'll do Young Justice.
You're doing it.
I'll do the first two then.
Okay.
Okay, so the first one is X-Force issue 10. The Deadly Garden, as one of the team members struggles with their secrets unveiling. The rest of X-Force has to fight to stay alive long enough to salvage their mission. So it's been a while since I've read anything actually. So I need to, I'm hoping they probably won't, but I'm hoping they'll have one of those reintroduction pages that tells you what happened in the last 9 months.
In it, previously on X-Force.
Before lockdown on X-Force.
You know. Please do that, people. We need the little reminder. Go ahead. Yes.
Next we got Batman issue 95. Again, I've got to catch up on this. I think I'm 4 issues behind on this. It was always going to come to this. The Clown Prince of Crime and the Dark Knight Detective go head to head for the last time. The Joker has never wanted to win before. He's never wanted his battle with Batman to end, but now his motivation has shifted. He has decided that one way or another, this will be the final chapter to their story. Joker War begins here.
Ooh.
So,
Interesting.
Yeah, I know a spoiler of what happened in a previous issue, but I won't mention it here. But I think things could be getting interesting between the Joker and Batman at the moment, simply because, like it says here, it's the beginning of Joker War. We're also expected to know a bit of what's happening with the 3 Jokers as well, which we've been waiting for like 2-3 years.
Nice. Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of things going on with the Joker by the end of this year. So yeah, let's see what happens.
Fingers crossed. Interesting. And what we got next? We got Young Justice next. Go ahead.
I have to say, I actually thought I was going to be like way behind on Young Justice, but I was going. Issue 15 only came today. I went back and looked at issue 14. I'm like, oh damn, I'm up to date. I feel like it's the only comic that shows up and I'll read straight away.
Okay, go ahead.
Young Justice, issue 16. I'm going to do a different voice. Issue 16 by Brian Michael Bendis, David F. Walker, Scott Kowalski, publisher DC. Impulse Unleashed. Bartholomew Henry Allen II has traveled to the edges of space and time. Along the way, he's discovered truths that he's kept from even his closest of friends. Until now. The truth behind the legacy of Young Justice is revealed. What does tomorrow hold for Young Justice?
Dun, dun, dun.
You sound like one of those Warner Brothers characters. What's his name? I can't remember his name. Martian.
That was fun.
Is it Martian?
Martian Manhunter.
Marvin Martian.
That's it.
Martian. Yeah. This makes me very angry. Very angry.
That was fun. We have to do
I hate rabbits.
Oh, we missed Warner Brothers. Okay, here we go.
Brothers, holla at me,
yeah. Okay. Excellence, issue 8 by Brandon Thomas, Emilio Lopez, Kara Randolph, and publisher Image Comics. You know I love an Image. I do. I love an Image Comics. I don't love Image. Anyway, one of the 10th comes gunning for Spencer. Who is Daquan Hill?
Not Spencer. Sorry.
Oh, no. I know, right? Who is Daquan Hill? Will he end Spencer's rebellion just as it's getting started? Dun, dun, dun. I don't know who Spencer is now, but I'm very invested right now in this.
Excellence was one of them I was talking about last week, and I read a couple of issues. Again, I need to catch up on this. But this is where you've got different families of of magicians and sorcerers, and it's all handed down through the family. So I need to catch up on that. But this was a good one.
Straight epics.
Is it good? Do those ones have like the brown cover and it looks kind of like Elizabethan kind of design? Is it that?
It's well, this particular cover, it's yellow and how can you describe it? I can't really describe it at the moment.
It's okay. I'm just trying to, when I'm just trying to place the comics, I'm just like, I haven't seen comics in so long. I just forgot what some of them look like. But yeah, it's fine. Yay! But yeah, okay, cool. All right. And the last one we have is Bitterroot, issue 9 by Chuck Brown, David F. Walker, Sanford Green, publisher, Image Comics. We do love an Image. I'm going to go a little bit high-pitched here. Rage and Redemption, Part 4. While searching for Adro, the Sangrea family find themselves trapped in a southern town full of Gino that want them dead. The Gino want them dead. Okay, here we go. Meanwhile, in New York, Blink faces a horror beyond imagination. Sylvester realizes the true nature of Adro. But will he survive long enough to do anything about it? There's a link there on the script that you can't see, but it's very appealing. I want to push it. Anyway.
That David F. Walker guy seems to be moonlighting between Image and DC there. Right on. Doing, David?
What are you doing, Dave?
Walkering from Image to DC like that.
But yeah,
I'd like to say I'm here all night, but I've got things to do.
We've got food to eat, people.
Yeah, man.
But yeah. I mean, that's the end. Is it not? It's the end.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
Rich, we can't hear you, damn it.
I know. Slightly.
Yeah,
There we go. I was like, we've come so far. Yes. We've reached the end of our wonderful series. Thank you for sticking with us through Glitch and through, all of that good gush that we have here at the Source Wall. So, yeah. Aww.
We hope that you had a good time conveying with us, learning with us. And maybe together we can teach each other that comics are dope.
They are. Be a geek, not a gangster. Or be a geek gangster, one of the two. But yes. Don't forget. Gang. Geek. But don't forget to, come us on social, subscribe, hit the bell, because people on YouTube say that, hit the bell and stuff. But yeah, subscribe, comment, Patreon, all of that. Give us some money if you want to. But don't forget, every Wednesday, 7:30. Okay, when we do that. Do the Patreon with us. But yes, the Source will get some merch.
Yep.
Get some merch.
So yeah, come follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Check us out on Teespring /store/Sourcewall.
Yes.
Yeah. Hit that like.
Hit the like. Come on, we need likes. And what are they never gonna forget?
Don't forget to bring a sandwich, guys. Come on. Don't be hungry.
Yeah. Or like lens cleaner, because we all have dirty glasses. Yeah! See you next week!